right, Scotts2Cents back here with round 2 of the 22 NFL draft for the Kansas City Chiefs. What's not to like? I loved round 1. Nothing not to like about round 2. Like, if you're claimed to be a Chiefs fan at this point and you're saying that you're not happy, you're complaining about this, that, or the other thing, you just like to complain. You're unhappy and you want to complain. That's your MO, and there's no two ways about it. Look, is it perfect? Is it exactly everything everybody wanted? It's pretty darn close. I mean, it really is, right? Like, I mean, it's all subjective, of course, and obviously you have a right to feel however you want to feel, of course, but you got to be happy with this. Brett Veach has nailed it, right? The national guys are all over it. They're digging it as well. So, I'm right there with them. I'm on board. Look, when the Chiefs traded 50 with more there, that showed a lot of confidence. They felt like he would still be there, and then 2 wide receivers go right after. He had to be nervous. Maybe that was backfiring on the Chiefs. Maybe the Chiefs were thinking other directions, and then when Moore was there, it was a no-brainer. I mean, this is a very, very talented wide receiver. He's got speed, which he's not going to replace Tyreek Hill. Nobody is, but he's close to that, right? He's a little bit bigger. Nobody's as fast, but he's that mold, right? He's that guy that they were missing as much as anything. So I love that about him, absolutely, for sure. If I were gonna, and again, I think to me it's an A. I think if I were gonna say, okay, why isn't it an A plus? I don't love smaller wide receivers. They did get a little more size this year with the guys they picked up in the offseason, so maybe not as necessary. And then, let's look at a smaller school. I mean, look, the Mid-American Conference is a great conference, a lot of fun games to watch in that conference. It's a very competitive conference. But it's not the SEC. It's not the Big 12. It's not the best of the best. It's not a conference where, half the draft was Alabama guys, it seemed like, right? Every year it seems like that. So you're not competing against other NFL caliber players week in and week out. And so, I don't know that test has been passed yet. Doesn't mean can't be great football players from smaller schools. Again, Western Michigan's not D2 or anything like that by any means. But and that said, look, there's a couple things that don't care what conference you're in. Speed doesn't care what conference you're in. Big hands don't care what conference you're in. And this guy has both of those things. So he was not facing NFL caliber DBs week in and week out. Probably didn't have an NFL caliber quarterback throwing to him very often either. So there's trade-offs there. Thrilled with Sky Moore, 2 Ys. Gotta love that too. And then look, 62 came quick, and they went safety, right? And again, not a top conference, although Cincinnati had a great season last year, and they played a lot of big games and a lot of tough teams, and this guy showed up. He really did. He played his best in big games. His highlight reel, Cook's highlight reel is as good as anybody's you'll see. Now, you find 5 or 6 players out of a guy's multi-year career, you better be able to find some nice ones about anybody getting drafted. But boy, he did some impressive things, and you really have to love seeing that. He just gives the Chiefs more depth where they desperately need it. This is another solid pick. I mean, this, it's maybe A minus, right? He's not maybe as well known as some of the guys. Kelsey's gonna be happy, right? He's a guy from Cincinnati, so you gotta like that. But again, there's just nothing to complain about here, right? This guy is an impressive football player, right? And he likes to hit people, run through people. He's got a high motor. You gotta love it. You absolutely gotta love that guy. And then 103, frankly, perhaps one of my favorite picks so far of the draft, right? I mean, Chantel, sorry. Great value here. A lot of services had him ranked potentially the second best linebacker in this draft. When we get him at the end of round 3, it's fantastic. And this guy can stuff the run. The one knock on him is you're gonna have to pull out on 3rd down because he's not great against the pass. So if he's stuffing the run on 1st and 2nd down, then let's just everybody blitz the quarterback on 3rd down every time, because it's going to be 3rd and long, because this guy's stuffing the run. and that's what he does. He played in the Big Ten, so he's seen big-time games, seen big-time players. I love that. And it just gives the Chiefs depth and versatility at that linebacker spot, and that's so important, especially with what the Chiefs want to do on defense. They want to disguise things. They want to move people around. They want to give different looks. They can do that because they have a lot of talent along that line. And this kid comes in and adds to it, right? He adds to that versatility. He's going to allow them to do those things. So, and it's fantastic. And I know some bigger names were there. And when I say names, I just mean guys that more people have heard of, right? Guys from Georgia. I mean, Pickens from Georgia was who everybody wanted. Look, you're not going to judge anybody on one moment of their life, but it's a kid who not that long ago was in a car wreck and wasn't wearing a seatbelt. Smashed his forehead up against the windshield. I mean, he's lucky he's alive, much less the fact that he walked away with just some scrapes. And again, look, it's one decision, but who's driving around without their seatbelt on? I mean, to me, that's a red flag. And look, Pickens has other things, and look, the Chiefs have not shied away from that, right? They've given guys second chances. Sometimes it's worked, sometimes it hasn't. But when you got a lot of high character guys, and that's another thing with the Chiefs. Just some really high character dudes, and that's big. That's important. And look, these guys are expected to contribute right away, and I think they will. And I think the Chiefs in 2 days have picked up 5 football players that may be starting week 1, but we'll certainly see a significant amount of playing time this year. And that's what you need. That's what the Chiefs need. I think that's what the Chiefs have got. And so don't worry about the fact that it wasn't Pickens, the big name, the guy from the big school, right? I think Moore is an outstanding choice for wide receiver. I think they'll probably pick up. Somebody as we look ahead. We've got 6 picks left. Now 4 of those are 7th rounders, right? Maybe they bundle some of those and try to sneak up somewhere else, get maybe another 5th or 6th. We'll see a lot of trades in this draft. A lot of people moving up. So I don't know if the Chiefs will be able to do that, but 4th and 5th, those are going to be guys. I mean, Veach has done that. Veach has picked up those guys. So expect 4th and 5th to be guys. Potentially another wide receiver, probably a tackle, maybe somebody on the line. You can just never have too much depth on the line. So yeah, it'll be interesting. It'll be fun, and frankly, at this point, there's nothing that's going to take me off of a really strong A for this draft. I mean, I think whatever you do in the 4th and 5th round, and certainly with 4 7th round picks, there's nothing to criticize there. Those are guys you're taking a shot on, and we trust our GM, and we trust your player, personnel guy. And if one of those guys hits, it's a bonus, right? Because you got 5 guys right now that are going to make the roster. You're running out of space. You're running out of spots for guys. So not everybody we take on Saturday of this draft is going to make the football team, and that's okay. Except this is a solid A draft, no question about it in my mind. Absolutely love it. So thanks for watching. Scotts2Cents.